Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Masquerada. Okay, let's talk to this nice lady here. Maybe we can find some way out of Calden's misery, or I don't know, find some eventual way to deal with it.
He told me what happened with Jaxus.
That's good.
In just the span of over a year, he's lost two of the most important people in his life. Now his legacy is in jeopardy as well.
Pardon my language, sir, but damn it, he doesn't deserve this. He's already got enough on his plate with the world looking at people like him the way they do. It's not fair.
You shouldn't be drinking. You'll worry him.
What are you gonna do, sir?
What do you mean?
Stand up for him, is what I mean. You're not gonna let him go through that, are you?
Stand up for... Do you know what that means?
It means that you'll be there for him.
It means that I'll be defying the Hall of Songs. This is the way people like him have been treated for ages.
So you believe
come
that it's
on.
right, the way they treat him?
Of course not!
Then you'll stand up for him.
It's not that simple.
Kinda is.
I don't see why not!
I'm just one man!
So what? Who cares if you're one man or 100? You believe in something, you fight for it. Simple. And you believe in Cal, don't you?
You don't know what you're saying.
I'm too young, so I don't matter, is that it?
No, Vin, please.
I hope you enjoyed your drink, sir.
Verge of politeness, but not actually there. She's right, though. She's totally right. I mean, going up against Hall of Song is going to be quite the fight, but I've had worse. Right, nothing else around here, right? Nothing else. All right. Next day. Or Dreamtime first.
Herald, this will hurt.
Just get it over with. Is that the last of them?
Yes, Herald. Though, if I might say, the next time you want to heal yourself so rapidly, it would be wise to set the bones right first.
I was under dozens of feet of stone. That tends to complicate healing.
You're right, I apologize. It was quick thinking. Quite likely saved your life.
Dismissed.
For the lady.
Not so much for drastic
You
measures.
said he would listen.
And he did.
Then why is he not here with me?
It is part of the plan.
The Barati are all gone.
They did not fall into the grander scheme of things.
How could they not? You have told me what we need to do. Unite the city, repair the broken Medea. How does the Barati not accomplish that?
You would not understand.
Then help me too. Help me understand why you brought me to such power, only to strip me of it.
The next piece is in their hands, and they needed hope before they acted.
In their hands.
The gears are turning. The rivers are flowing. In time, you will see, my child. But till then, you must have faith.
Yes, milady.
I think she's more desperate now, but maybe that'll be okay later. Okay. What do we got over here? I know we have a Masquerade we haven't actually been able to touch yet, but that's because we keep getting interrupted by story.
Odd time for reading.
I didn't want to wake the others. You?
Just, thinking. So, you did buy it in the end.
It's a good book. I'm reading about how our people in the Second Canticle still feared the Masquerades.
I suppose you would be interested in that, wouldn't you?
What do you mean?
It's testament to how knowledge can change the world. The moment you understand the power of something, how it works, what it can do, the way you use it, the way it shapes the world, changes.
And here I was thinking that you hated history.
Oh, I do. Just, not the lessons you could get from it.
Fair. Fair. What? Have I got something on my face?
No, it's just... the others were right. You are quite different.
If I might be honest,
I'd like nothing else.
when we realized that you weren't with us in the Golden Canvas, I was scared.
How thoughtful.
The last time I felt that way was when I woke up in the Whispering Streets, after what happened in the White Spire.
When you could have helped Invidious.
Yes. It's the fear of losing something that matters. And I dealt with it 5 years ago by thinking that it would be better never to have anything to lose than risk losing it all.
Not completely wrong.
No, but Lysandra, for 5 years, I had the opportunity to be a part of something that was important to me. I denied myself of it, and now I know how much more painful that is. I don't want to do it again.
Still, though, you've changed pretty quickly.
Cicero, I don't think you know how much effort it takes to be mean.
You going to stay out?
I'd like to read a little more, yes.
All right. Good night, then.
You finished your thinking?
Now I have. Yes.
Good night, Cicero.
Okay, so it's still the same night. Alright, so we're going back inside to, I don't know, give Calden a pep talk or just go to bed? No? Hey,
Calden?
Calden.
Please, stay out of this.
What is this?
A solution.
What are you talking about?
Gonna burn his tattoo off?
Oiled cloth. Calden, what are you doing?
It's a bad idea.
I've thought about it. Zelia cannot know. I will not let her take the Sail Heart from me, or Raz's legacy. She cannot know the truth.
Calden, do not be foolish. Talk to me, please.
I'm sorry, Cicero.
Calden, stop!
Really bad idea? Don't do it.
Calden!
Give it back to me.
Put down the flame.
I will do it with or without the Masquerade. How much of my arm will be left after is up to you.
Damn it, Calden, don't do this!
What else am I supposed to do? Allow them to take everything I have from me?
Burning your tattoo away is going to solve nothing!
It will invalidate the journal. I will mend my flesh, clean out Jax's room, and there will be nothing they can use against me.
You will lose everything you have of him, Calden!
I lose either way! At least this will protect the children and my brother's legacy. Razatov, Jaxus, they both would have wanted this.
No way.
You know that's not true! This needs to stop, Calden. Don't let their deaths be in vain.
I am sorry.
Damn it. Oh.
Cicero, you damn fool.
Let me see it. Good. Good.
Tides take you. What were you thinking?
You don't deserve to do this to yourself. No one does.
What about the Sail Heart, the children? Razatov's chime? Let them take my song, I don't care. But my brother, he should not pay for my wrongs.
There is no wrong to even speak of. If they want to take the Sail Heart and your brother's legacy, let them try. Between you and me, I think we can take them on. Vince said a sticky little thing last night. But if you believe in something, you fight for it. You raised her well, Calden.
I didn't do it alone.
Okay, but now the sun's off the tattoo, so does the plan still
We
go?
won't have to let them know. We'll go to the Hall of Songs first, settle this issue with Zelia and Orlana, and then we'll come back.
Then it is your turn to tell us everything, yes?
It is. Now,
Leaving already?
Ha.
Not this time, boys.
I mean, the
the
only
two
thing
of
stuck
you
in
should
Vasco.
be resting. The Fae hasn't come back yet.
And let Calden deal with this by himself.
What?
Please, Mariner. You were screaming last night. You really thought no one else would hear?
Totally fair.
You know,
Surprise.
and Vasco.
Yes?
Vasco,
His metal is impressive.
what's going on?
He woke me up before dawn, asked for my help.
To what?
To...
To speak.
And?
Not perfect. Mind muddled. Languages floating. But better.
Vasco, I'm...
No. Now is the mariner's time. To share... I support you.
Thank you.
Besides, your personal life is your own. As long as it doesn't get in the way of the investigation.
And since the investigation is waiting for the return of our supernatural friend,
I don't believe this.
This world, not always hopeless.
I guess not.
Come on. I think the coach has space for one more. The others can stay back in case our Fae returns.
Right, only 3 in the coach at a time. No crowding. Okay, obviously we're gonna pick up what we can here. All the purple stuff first.
1.
One.
Again. 1.
One.
2.
2.
3.
3.
Again.
THs are tough.
3.
They'll fail.
It's all right. Let's try that again. From the beginning. 1.
Yeah, I mean, repetition helps. I mean, I used to have a stuttering problem when I was like 10 or so. And basically, it's just repetition. Reading helps a lot. If you can read aloud, it actually gets you into the mode of speaking. It's weird. It's like, once it's in front of you, the actual reading is kind of easy. You know, the text all is there in front of you. It's very simple. But when you actually need to like do a presentation or something like off the cuff, then you've got to be able to just pace yourself and slow down a little bit and enunciate. And that lets you pull all your thoughts together and then speak. So it usually means you can tell someone who used to stutter by how much they enunciate, how much they slow down as they talk, how quickly they talk. Now, some people just go right back into their old habits and just immediately are able to really talk really fast, no problem whatsoever. And some of those are just a little bit slower and talk simply and look for those pauses. Ums and ands can definitely be a-signed, but not really. Usually if you have a speech therapist, it's going to be someone who kind of gets you away from using those. They would rather that you pause completely. Instead of using and and, you just stop talking. Just no sound whatsoever. It's fine. You can repeat yourself a little bit, but they really don't want you to do that either, because that leads you back into the stuttering. So really just stop for a second, pause between words as you need to, in order to get all your focus together. And then eventually you slowly get an idea of what your natural pace is when you talk. Repetition helps, kind of, but if you have a problem word or a problem homonym, is that what it is when it's intersections of words like th? Usually it helps to do a bunch of different words that have that th in them. The is fine if you're trying to do something very similar to 3, but really it's probably the thr that's doing it. That's a little bit harder to find. But anyway, I'm babbling. Just goes off of experience. Here you go. All right. Hello.
I'd like to thank you, Marshal, for being so accepting of the Mariner.
It isn't so much a feat as you describe it.
I beg to differ. Supporting Italios isn't quite the most orthodox action.
The Lucca aren't known for standing up for what is orthodox, Inspectore. We're known to stand up for what's right.
Another verse from the Bright Chorus?
No. My father, this time.
They're wise words. I only wish more people listened to them these days.
We should be getting ready, Inspectore.
Of course.
Alright, and then finally over to this side. Oh no, not finally. Two more. Or one more, I guess, after this.
Quite eventful these days have been. First our poor friend Salts, and now we learn that another is Talios. You've always been a magnet for the dramatic, you know.
Oh sure, play it on
You
Cicero.
don't have to tell me twice. Do thank Lavia for me, if you get the chance. It's sweet of her, taking care of Vasco like that.
What can I say? Your friends are our friends, Cicero.
Even the Mariner?
I was from Rune, Cicero. Our customs are rather different over there. Besides, if there's one thing living in this city does to people, it's open minds. You don't survive long in a world of fire and ice with such narrow vision.
You'd be surprised.
And then finally down here, who are we going to take with us? That's the question.
It was nice, what you did for Calden.
He's gone through enough. It would be awful to make things any harder for him.
Do you have something else on your mind? You sound a little distracted.
Well, I do, actually. That Fae that you created last night. How?
Kyrie's explained it all to us.
No, I meant the Scythe. What were you thinking of? What did you use?
It's not the shortest story. Are you certain you want to hear it?
I'm sure we can spare a little time.
When I was younger, I had been Contadani. I had always thought the Portieri guards that patrolled the spire had the ripest purses. I haunted the streets around it like a specter. Me and my fruit knife.
You? A cut purse?
I did not learn all my skills from the registry, no. One day, I got caught, and the Portieri dragged me by my heels up the grand stairs. When we came to the top, I had my breath taken from me. Sprawled out before me was the city that I had hated for cursing me and my family with poverty. But at that moment, from that vantage point, it suddenly seemed beautiful. The guards turned to me and asked me what I was doing. I turned to them and said, I want to be a Portieri.
What did they do then?
Clubbed me over the back of my head.
No, they didn't.
I woke up in a cell, told my story to the Valencio at the time, and the rest is a story of history.
And you used that?
That moment at the top of the stairs, looking out at the city. I was remembering the wonderment, the drive to make it better, the awe at its beauty, the curiosity at its secrets. And then that Fae materialized.
I see. Thank you for sharing.
Come on, let's get ready.
That's the only one he said that to? Well, I guess no. I mean, yes, it's the only one he said that to, but she mentioned we should get ready too. Who should we take? Probably not Vasco. We still got to train. So not him. You do not want to interrupt a speech therapy section. Okay, now we can actually... Looks like we can... Yeah, we can do this. Great. Okay, I don't think we have more inks. Yeah, we don't. It's just a bit of Tori. We do have another engraving. Vim. I mean, it's more likely to proc, but it's less damage. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I think we're fine with what we have. I doubt any more Masquerades are about, so... let me actually look at the Masquerades for a minute here. We did pick up another one. That's the one we're wearing right now. What the hell is the new one, then? Okay, I like this one. That's actually kind of cool ability. I mean, the 50% damage reduction is good too, but the sucking everyone in is pretty good. I guess they need like a lot of damage for that, but if you use that in combination with Cicero's power... maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, Meteor Storm. Summoning a Fireball. And or Protection. And I think Tiziana is good where she is too. We do have 3 for this. Okay, recover 2% of maximum focus per meter for 15 seconds. That's not bad. Especially because focus, the mask powers usually pop at the end of the battle, and focus is usually gone by the end of the battle, so it's not a bad get. And we've never actually used this one, so sure. There you go. And then yours. Stampede of Lightning Horses, right. Which actually finished off the big bad. Lightning Strikes around the caster, so-so. Movement speed is not that great. So yeah, let's do Lightning Horses. Though we're not going to be calling in Vasco for this next couple of fights, so that might not matter. But I think we should call in Amanda.
Where to, sir? The Hall of Songs, please.
Amandea, or whatever the hell her name is. You. Let's go. Be really funny if we take Calden out of the party. Go there without his consent. He probably would not stand for that. Alright, yeah, go find a parking space, guys. Be back soon. Okay, time to have some words. E? There you go.
Cicero. If things do not go well inside...
You'll burn the place down.
I will not abandon you.
It's not that. I need you to know how grateful I am for everything that you've already done.
We'll be fine, Calden.
Wasn't really a sigh, more just an intake of breath and kind of like holding it to focus.
And this is his brother's?
Yes, head matron. I spoke with Mirabas after Calden had visited the hall some days ago. She told me that his brother had intended this for him.
He rarely spoke of this brother of his.
Of course. His family likely was too ashamed to call him their blood. Their chimes would be in jeopardy.
As they are in your hands?
No doubt.
Calden, it's a pleasure to see you.
Likewise, head matron.
And Inspectore Gavar, it's been a while.
Head matron?
Now, Mariner, you are aware of the reason you have been called here?
I have my suspicions.
Your sleeve, then, if you will.
Matron, if I might have a...
Your sleeve, Calden.
I mean, most of it's been burned, so... no, okay, it's still there. Alright, good.
There, matron. It is true.
What is true? Exactly.
Matron, I spoke of this earlier. That tattoo is proof that...
That what? Answer me precisely, if you would.
What do you mean?
Calden has a tattoo. And I do not see anything unusual about art on the skin.
But that tattoo is evidence that he deserves to be punished.
For what? Precisely.
He is Talios.
And is that my business, or is it his?
You are defending him.
As a matron should, for her own people.
This is against the laws of society.
Society governs those laws, songstress. And as the leader of a large part of that society, I choose to stand by this man.
Good for you.
This? No.
Orlana! Calden! Zelia.
I will call for Mirabas.
That's a good idea.
Thank you.
This might end up in a fight, because she's probably going to go for the chime. She's definitely going for the chime, no doubt. She's going to destroy it herself. That just makes the most sense from her perspective.
Orlana, please.
Stay back!
Please, Orlana, put the chime down.
Do not tell me what to do, beast! You corrupted my brother!
Listen to me, please.
How did you defile his mind?
I did not.
Liar! You must have fed him something, given him some poison to turn him into a beast like you.
I did no such thing.
He was my brother, and you took him away from me. I loved him.
Then why'd you push him away?
As did I. You speak of poisons and defilement and treachery. The truth is far simpler. I loved him.
But you took him away from me. You took away my brother and replaced him with something else.
That is not true. He was always the same romantic, sentimental man that you grew up with. This doesn't change that. If there is a reason to be angry at me, it is because I was a coward. It was because of my fear of being honest about who I was, about what we were, that stopped me from giving him the support that he needed. When he needed it the most, I shouldn't have abandoned him. But I did. And I am sorry.
Sorry isn't going to bring my brother back.
Olana!
Nothing will? So that's not a point of debate. We can't really do anything about that.
Something is wrong.
The hell?
Olana!
Calden, the chime!
Help me, Cicero!
The hell is the big blue beast?
Cicero!
Matron, she was hit hard.
She will require extensive healing. Her pulse is barely there. I must take her down now, or she will not survive.
Go, Zelia. We'll handle this.
Well, okay. I mean, Miraboss is a bender. She can totally do this.
Something is wrong. It is never this aggressive. What happened?
Olana tried to feed it the chime, but it attacked her.
Attacked her? Ages. It's out of control. And the chime?
It took it.
Then it's feeding off the song. We need to kill it. We cannot afford to let it remain like this.
What about the chime?
If we are quick enough, the song might survive. Sisters, prepare yourselves. I hope you're ready, Cicero.
As I'll ever be.
Okay, I'm a little confused why there's a beast in the tree, though.
Now, Cicero!
Why is there a
Here they
beast in
come.
the tree? I don't get it. Why is there a beast in the tree? A Mangiator. I suppose it'll tell us in the lore later. But what the fuck? Why is there a beast in the tree? Okay, so I'm pretty sure I can get on this other side. Let's see if we can stun him. We don't want to stun him from here. Okay, now stun him from this side and go on the other. We should be able to do backstabs here, I would think. Okay, I think that worked. I am taking damage, but not too bad. He's not actually doing anything though. Okay, there we go. I don't know what the hell those are, but they're not good. Just let them go do their thing, whatever. Okay, the songstresses are trying to deal with them. They're going right out for the songstresses. Why do I think that's bad? Yeah, they should... The songstresses can handle the Mangiatori. We should probably be handling the little small guys, huh? The Shadow Fae are probably the most dangerous. Alright, can you go handle... Like, that Shadow Fae is gone, apparently? You go handle that one. You go handle that one. And Cicero, you go handle that one.
A little wounded.
Better than this.
Did you handle it, though? Oh, they're gone. Okay. How said she was a little wounded? Can she get power back? Fissure doesn't really help. Quick Strike really doesn't help that much. Alright, just do what you can. Okay. Cicero's in, like, a really bad spot. Can you do 20% here? Okay, no, maybe not. Can't do that. Okay, right here, then. It's a lot of stun immune. I don't like that. You should be able to do something against these guys, though. Oh, Cicero just fell down. You have the most health. Go pick up Cicero.
Oh, a little rusty. It seems.
Can you just say he's a little rusty? That's pretty hilarious. There we go.
Ages, I owe you.
Ages.
Okay, she's about to go down. We can get her doing her cast. That might help. What does this do again? Absorbs geothermal energy. That could be really good. Oh, she's standing right in the shadow. That's why.
I can't take it!
Okay, so as she moves, she gets more focus. Great. And then these guys are lined up in a perfect line. Can we just... Innervate yourself. Okay, he's out. And you drop the charm. Don't let it shatter.
No!
Catch it. Ow. Well, okay, no, just the charm broke. That's not so bad. If the chime's okay. Oh, it's not okay.
No.
Can't exactly re-record the song. It was in his brother's voice. I mean,
Thank
you could,
you,
but
Cicero. That Fae, ages knows what happened to it.
I've always wondered why you songstresses wanted to keep people out.
That isn't the reason. For all the centuries the singing tree has been here, it's never acted like this. Oh,
What are you thinking?
something is happening. Something that we cannot see, that is on a level beyond us. It frightens me to wonder what it might be.
Indeed.
But it is settled, at least for now. As for other matters...
He's a good man, Mirabas. Saved Orlana when he could have saved the song.
And now that song is gone forever.
You will consider my request, though?
Society will not change, even if I do this, Cicero.
I'm not asking for it to. But please, even you can tell that he is deserving of better.
Perhaps I am being blinded by tradition, but I suppose I can do this. As a favor to him for saving the life of my songstress, even if she might not have been quite so generous.
Thank you, Mirabas.
I will tend to it now. I'll be back shortly.
How are you feeling?
The head matron has decided to leave the Sailheart in my care. There's great consolation in that.
Calden, will you face me, please? Why? Tell me, Calden. Please.
It's not worth a life. Jaxus taught me that.
When I went to the Sailheart, there were children there. Did they call Jaxus their father?
They do.
Could I meet them?
Of course.
That would be nice. I think I'll see you around.
alright, all it took was a big old bunk on the head and near death, and that actually managed to understand.
I know it's not Razatov, but...
Take your heart, take my hand. I will lead you through storm and fire. The blood may thin, the bow may break, but our cradle will e'er be shared. The wound will heal, the songs will ring, and soon again will your spirit sing. Take my heart, take your hand. I await you in promised land.
Okay, same song, different singer. Good thought there, anyway.
All right, big man.
The laugh's a really good sign, though. Or a sign of insanity. One of the two. Okay. So are you going to talk about the fucking Magdalore thing that was in there? Because that was pretty nuts. Like, why the hell do they have a fucking Fae at salting? So salting is basically... you can... Yeah, their mind is rent and torn apart. Basically. So that's bad, obviously. Culture? Is that where it's at? Barati. Scythe. Legend Nombre. Mangiator. Here we go. Long the songstress kept murmuring about the fate that resided at the top of the tree. Actually, I didn't even know there was one, but alright. Certainly it's in the record somewhere, but few ever speak of it. The songstresses have a method of clearing out the songs from chimes so new ones can take their place. This fate must have been it. Wow. Okay, so he eats the song. Okay. I mean, I guess magic must be destroyed by magic, I suppose. I guess that kind of makes sense. Oh, go grab this really fast. It's another canticle. Yep, 8th canticle. And 7th. Yep. Alright. Get out of here. We have an actual investigation to pertain to. All this personal stuff is all well and good, but... Oh, hello, Harold.
Rise, my brethren. It is found.
Okay, that was it. Alright. What exactly is it? No idea.
Is your face all right? You haven't stopped smiling since we left the hall.
It's just... all my life I've lived in fear, and now... you've changed my life, Cicero.
Oh, come now. I didn't do...
You showed me that even in a city of secrets and shadows, the truth has a place in our hearts and is worth fighting for. I know the city isn't going to change because of what we've done, and the Hall of Songs probably isn't going to sail to different winds overnight. But you've made a difference, Cicero. In my life, at least. Know that.
I think I might have needed this ordeal as much as you.
Come on. Let's see if our Fae friend is back.
Would he have been able to open the door? I suppose he could have knocked. That's possible. So that's testing ground, that's Masquerade, so we're good to go.
Tower. It's not sharp with spires. It's more of a tall dome.
What's going on?
Keep going. Salting. I can't believe I hadn't seen this earlier.
You've lost me.
It was the key to understanding Dementica. Adaran Vamus, the first man who salted and retained a portion of his mind, could, during his lucid moments, read, write, and speak Dementica, just like Vasco. He was the cornerstone upon which all research into the language was based.
What are you saying?
I'm saying it's a bridge. Salting connects the two souls, the two minds, the two spirits, whatever you want to call them. And it happens when we use the Masquerade's powers too strongly. Tap too deeply into another soul.
So they're connected?
Exactly. And now, all the stories of the past are at our fingertips. Imagine all that we could learn now that we understand this connection.
Right. So what's the poor bloodling done to deserve this?
Vasco's claimed that he's had a few memories that seem to have been left over by the Dementicate, who'd been his Masquerine. He thinks he can see what their city might have looked like. We're trying to replicate it.
Remember, bulbous.
I think I've got it.
And that's it?
Let me see. What does it look like? I don't quite know what to make of it.
Vasco.
I can make out a long tower over there, but...
Amadea, that's not a tower. That's a man, with his trousers down. That's his,
Vasco!
Dictating a nude? That's hilarious.
Will you please take this seriously?
I only see vague images. Nalior, not enough for anything substantial.
I suppose it was worth a try. Rotten swine, you.
Well, now that everything's settled down, I think we've kept our questions in the shadows for long enough.
Says the first and most in the
the
dark.
sunken star. Right. You'd best sit down.
Yada yada yada, stuff happens, Fae can be recreated.
First we learn that Masquerades are Dementicate, and now you're telling me that they're Fae as well.
It makes sense. The increase in the mists in the recent years corresponds with the destruction of the hundreds of Masquerades in the War of Bearings.
True.
This is incredulous, Inspectore. The Fae have been around since time immemorial, and no one has managed to learn where they've come from.
Until now. Think about it, Marshal. Masquerades and Fae. Two things that have existed before the city was even built. Is it really so surprising that they're related?
And Lucia was led by one of them?
Is. If I could get out of there alive, I'm certain she made it through as well. But, yes. She's being led by a Fae they call the Lady. Being Dementicate, she has knowledge of the world that we haven't even glimpsed.
You said she's trying to stop another cataclysm from occurring.
She mentioned something about uniting the city, bringing the artifacts together. She handed me some scrolls about Dementicate history to read, but I haven't had the time.
Well, now we do. It's not a long record. It explains the downfall of their civilization. In summary, the single event that served as the pivot for the success of their empire was a civil war.
Familiar story.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
What was this war about?
The artifacts. For a long time, they were used by the Dementicate to push the boundaries of their empire.
Which supports what we found at the Conoscenza.
But it couldn't last forever.
Not with the way the artifacts worked.
Calden!
The way they worked. Inspectore.
I'm sorry, Marshal. The artifacts were what were responsible for turning the souls of the Dementicate into Masquerades. They created the Dementicate's power.
And everyone knows this?
But you,
Marshal,
yes.
I wanted to tell you.
Carry on.
Tiziana.
Stop wasting my time. How did the Dementicate fall?
Look around you.
When the artifacts were received by the Dementicate, they initially sacrificed their prisoners to create the Masquerades. When their empire expanded, they began to turn to ordinary men and women instead. As you can imagine, that did not end well.
Uprisings?
Exactly. Their empire was cleaved in two, those who wanted to continue using the artifacts, and those that demanded that they be kept away, saying that it cost them too much.
Well, the artifacts are nowhere to be found, so I assume the latter faction won.
Correct. And that is when their empire began to crumble. Without the powers of the artifacts, they couldn't stand against the chaos of the world.
Chaos?
It isn't explained exactly what it was, but I think it is safe to assume that it's related to the cataclysm.
If these scrolls don't mention what the cataclysm is, then why does Lucia believe another is in store for us?
I don't know. But what I do know is that she believes that she needs to unite the city, and she intends to do that by overthrowing the registry.
Oh, hey, little guy. How'd you get inside?
Just on time.
Kadek?
Sam Bel Ia.
Harish?
Sam Bel Ia.
The Assemblia.
It wants us to go to the Altus.
The Misted Isles.
Ah, of course.
I'm sorry, I don't follow.
The Misted Isles. A set of monuments left behind by the Dementicate. The Altus built the Assemblia around it to keep people out. Vasco, what's on these monuments that it wants us to see? Can't it just tell us what's on it?
Avar?
Don Sivnia. Santa. Atavar.
No. They're guarded, and he doesn't remember precisely. But he promises they're important.
It's all right. At least now we have a lead.
Tiziana should go with you. The relationship between the Altus and the Luca is the strongest of all between the Semora. It might help ease our way in.
Well...
Well?
Do I smell hesitation?
Fine.
Better get ready then.
It's interesting they always have someone who must go with me, and then I get a choice of the one other person. Alright, Vasco, how you feeling, my dude? Are you feeling up to be that person, or should I take Amandia instead?
Oh, you're looking much better.
Time heals. I'll be all right, eventually. I have something to show you.
Wait. That's... Jaff's?
It has been a while.
I cannot believe this. All these years.
You're hurt. I'm sorry, but I couldn't jeopardize my new life.
Your life with the Laboris?
It seemed the best way to find out who it was that killed my parents.
And it's paid off. You've discovered who it was then?
Benak. Not just yet. But that is a mission for another time. A time when the whole of Umber is not at stake.
Why didn't you tell me?
I tried.
The whistles.
And the golden canvas.
And the sunken star. That's why you did it. Why you were willing to salt.
Yes. I couldn't leave you. Not again.
Ages. Where do we go from here?
First things first. Continue to address me as Vasco, please. It's stuck.
I understand.
And secondly, I do not see why this has to change anything. I am still in your company. We still search for the tools to save all of Umber. We keep going. That's what we do.
All right. Let's find these artifacts then.
Let's find these artifacts.
So you've done stories for 2 of our companions. Just wondering about, like, Vasco's story seems to be something we should probably do. Tesori doesn't seem to have a story, but it seems like she kind of should. But, alright, let's talk to each one of them in turn.
Ages. It makes so much sense.
Talking to yourself again?
Just thinking about the behavior of the Fae. The way they respond to the old world, like the Kilgan in the Cleaver. So careful not to touch the relics. Or those in the pin drop, and the way they shied away from the statue of their god. I always thought they exhibited such strange behaviors because of some inherent power in the relics or something. But they must remember that the items were part of their world. For all I know, the Kilgan could have been my custodial predecessors thousands of years ago.
You're rather quick to humanize them. I don't think most Fae remember who they once were.
Not fully, perhaps, but there is a sliver of humanity in each. That's what the Scythe are. Fragments of humanity used as a seed for the Fae to be born out of. It might be merely a fragment, true, but still. I shouldn't let this get too much in the way. We have work that needs to be done, and I'm sure there'll be time. Later.
Alright, time to apologize for keeping so much from her.
Marshal.
Inspectore.
You know why I did what I did.
I do. It's because you don't trust me.
In a word.
I trust you perfectly fine. Your guild, on the other hand.
After all this time, you still don't see it.
I'm sorry?
I am my guild, Inspectore. With hindsight, I suppose I should have made that clearer. Might have spared us both some inconvenience.
That's a little cold. Okay. Nope, it's fair that she's totally upset, so she's going to take a little while to process that. And then maybe we can have a civil conversation, but she's not there yet. She's pissed. And totally justified, so... Yeah, Cicero, I don't know what you were thinking. But anyway.
Cicero, about earlier.
I suppose she had to find out eventually.
My mind has just been so overwhelmed. Keeping secrets seemed like the least of our concerns, especially now with... tides.
What's bothering you?
Lucia. She's being led by a demented Kate who's been around longer than all our legacies combined. It just worries me what we're standing up against.
We've come this far, haven't we?
I suppose we have. All right. Chins up then.
Alright, with that brief bout of optimism, I'll go ahead and say that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. This has been Masquerada. I'm Piece of the Universe. You're Piece of the Universe too. I'll see you guys next time.